So I want to preface that I've been very critical of Scott, or Defender Vance as he likes to call himself. So it may come off a little bit less harsh than I expect, but I'm still very critical of DOA. But he did raise at least a few good questions. So give some background. For a long while, Aaron Smith-Levin and him were allies, or so appeared to be. And Aaron himself is a very popular YouTuber. He has done a few protests, though I think Aaron keeps some, what's the word, mythologizing how much he's an active radical protester when he's not. And good or bad, DOA is. Now, I think he's mostly opportunistic and he's mainly victimizing people, but you can't deny he gets involved in protests, although it is mainly to make money and profit off people's misery. But there we are. So recently they had a big split, and Aaron devoted hours and hours to attacking DOA. And we'll get to that, but here we're going to look at the DOA perspective, and it was surprisingly productive. Usually he just rambles and rambles, but he actually hit upon a few good points about Aaron's lack of leadership, or rather, the leadership he displays is very manipulative.
Order. There is a no contact order. Different. I do believe they're trying to revoke my probation in West Virginia because of the arrests here, though. So he says there's a motion to revoke his probation and is pending. My lawyer from West Virginia, who we paid tens of thousands of dollars to, called me because I took down a pedo cult already, Aaron, because I'm a professional. And we did about 12-hour streams there because we were out there for 12 hours, boots on the ground. So maybe if you could only walk around as a serial rapist for like 2 hours, dressed up as a serial.
What DOA is referring to is a couple months ago, Aaron, for whatever god-awful reason, decided to dress up like Danny Masterson. Now, that's a little bit more than just insulting in terms of just bad taste, because Aaron has his own sex scandals. Now, it's not as bad as Danny Masterson, but it's not very good. And he just started to traipse all around like a really weird clown. And DOA is making a more substantive point that Aaron is based in Florida. He does go to other places to join protests, but he could be doing a lot of very, very good and active protesting in Florida, but he doesn't do it. He just mainly just walks around, mocks a few Scientologists, waves to fans, and goes to his favorite bar. And he labels that activism. It's like, okay, I mean, again, you can protest in many ways. If you want to hang out with your girlfriend and drink beer and you are protesting, that's fine. But he doesn't do that. So it's just very, very unseemly. Like, he could be doing something more productive in Florida, but he just doesn't do it. So, okay, that's one good point. But again, as always, DOA is here to promote himself. And it was a little shady when he got into his own court case, which we'll get into right now.
And thank you, IC Grifters, for having court support there. I am forever grateful to those who come. Sandra, Leah, Ashley yesterday, Streets, Jessica, Confident Chris, Solomon, Leah, Mindy, all you going for court support. Always grateful. And that's not even for me. That was for Danny yesterday and for Solomon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the boots on the ground. You are all amazing, and with Aaron's buddy 86.
Well, it's a little strange for him to simultaneously say that he is very good at shutting down the pedos, and he's praising Solomon and Streets, even though Streets is in his 50s and Solomon is underage. That's right. The LA protesters are literally working with an underage child while they're screaming to Scientologists, "Kids can't consent. There should be no children in the Sea Orgo." Okay, so no children in the Scientology, but can there be children in the Aarontology? In the Church of Aaron? Apparently that's so, and DOA has no issue with that. So that was a really weird section, but there you go. But he does have a little bit of a point that, yes, it would have been nice if Aaron and other people did show up to court to support him and Danny, but apparently they were busy taking an Italian vacation, like Serge? Who knows? Or just counting the money they're getting through SPTV Foundation. Okay, now let's get to the substance, which is 86. 86 was basically an anonymous donor, and he was very generous to the protesters, including DOA, and it seems that he's very friendly with Aaron. And for a while, DOA was suspecting he was Aaron, and a lot of people online suspected the same thing. I think it's fairly clear they're separate people, but for whatever reason, Aaron was very sensitive that DOA doxed 86, and I agree with Aaron there. I think that's a very bad idea to dox your donors. However, why Aaron is so sensitive about doxing all of a sudden is very strange because he's doxed, I've lost count, but he's doxed at least a dozen people, both intentionally and unintentionally. So why he's so sensitive? Well, I don't believe DOA's explanation, but he does clarify by giving a few more details.
So I want to say three things that 86 did. First thing he said is one of the comments was, "We're gonna burn it down, Scientology." So that was the first time. I tried to delete the comment. He deleted it. The other day he called and said that he wanted to kill Kendrick Moxon. All right, he wanted to kill Kendrick Moxon. We're gonna burn it down is what he said. Yep. He also said, yeah, okay, and I'm reading this per verbatim from the declaration of Kendrick Moxon. He's got a shop, and the shop was he's got a restraining order shop. Do I think 86 meant those in a threatening way? No, I don't. I think when he said
So essentially what happened is apparently 86 left some very troublesome statements in DOA's channel. And again, the thing about burning down Scientology, that's not going to hold up in court. That's just exaggeration. However, he apparently did directly threaten Kendrick Moxon. Now, who is Moxon? Well, Moxon is a real person. He is one of Scientology's biggest lawyers. And we're not talking like just some rich scumbag who's helping to... He is literally one of the biggest power brokers in Scientology. So that's massive. So was 86 kidding? Did he intentionally try to get DOA in trouble by basically leaving this comment there? Because again, if this is all true, then again, their DOA could be in trouble because if he's helping to enable terrorist threats, yeah, that will probably get you in trouble with YouTube and may get you into a lot of legal problems. So again, DOA may have reason to suspect that he was being set up by 86, and maybe 86 and him are being manipulated by Aaron. But again, there's no hard proof. Again, it is very suspicious that Aaron did not bring this up. I mean, I would presume he's contacted 86 to understand what the hell the situation is. Aaron claims that he's neutral, he's not taking any stance, but more recently he has taken a stance. He's in attacking DOA directly and other people much more directly. So where does Aaron really stand? It's still not very clear. And again, I don't trust DOA, but this is a court document and he was able to read from it. And again, I would assume DOA is not reading the whole thing, but from the screenshots, it does seem like he was being more or less factual there. Still a lot of troublesome things to go through, but yeah, why would 86 leave those comments? I mean, I understand it. If he honestly hates Scientology, these are the kind of comments that are normal. But again, when you do pass into the realm of in public threatening people, that's very, very murky and can lead to a lot of troubles. I'm not sensing any deliberate conspiracy, but I can see where DOA here in this case was a little nervous. But with these other allegations he's putting against people, whether Daniel, Becky, so on and so forth, even I'd have to be honest and say Aaron. I think some of the wild conspiracies he's cooking up about Aaron and Laura being a Russian spy, I'm a little skeptical there. But again, I don't trust DOA for a single second, but these documents do point us to some very troublesome areas. Again, was 86 just giving this money altruistically, or was he trying to control the protesters? I don't know. I don't have a dog in the fight. We're going to have to study further. And again, Aaron's basic beef with DOA is he's not obeying orders. Well, again, I don't like DOA, but just him being disobedient is not enough for me anyway to join Aaron and, quote, be against DOA, at least at this point. To me, it seems they're both very, very suspicious characters. And that's where I stand. But you got to make your own choices. At this point, I'm very skeptical where both of them are coming from.